Hey folks, Mr. Max again with another one. I'm currently in Ghana, and before I came to Ghana, I watched quite a few videos of people in the diaspora trying to relocate to Africa. And in almost all those videos, when they showed what they were eating or the food that they were buying, most of the food was, let's say, maybe chicken, but they were all potato chips. They call it chips over there. I mean, sometimes you will see jollof rice, but most of the videos were chips. Okay, so now I'm in Ghana. I came to Ghana. I went to Gambia. I went to Senegal. In Gambia, I saw the same thing, chips on your plate. I came back to Ghana. I said, hey, I'm gonna have to do something about this or show this video that I'm doing it right now. Because this don't make no sense to me. All right, let's get into it. Now, when I go to the market, I see plantain, I see green plantains, I see yellow plantains. I mean, when it starts green and then over time it turns into yellow. This is cassava. I see cassava. And this is the yam. Yeah? You see, this is in an abundance of these crops at the market. And here we have the magic one. It's called the potato. The potato. This is not a crop that was here, I'm thinking. You know, it's something that you have in the colder country. You know, but this is the thing that you have all over the restaurants, the fast food places, everywhere you have potato chips. The farmers that are growing the yam, the cassava, and the plantain, I'm seeing truckloads of plantain, a ton of cassava, very big cassava that I never saw in Suriname, in South America before. Normally we see size like this, but I see real giant cassava. And then the fruit, this one is the yam. I had to cut a piece because I had to cook the other day, so I said let me get piece off and leave this for my video. A lot of this you see at the market. No, this is what you see people are eating the most. Some people eat you see the local dish, the jollof rice with different meat, fish or chicken or whatever. But this thing seems to be dominating all over in Africa. Now, this thing, and you have all this that's locally here on the continent for people to eat. I can't believe that all the restaurants, most of the restaurants and the hotels, potato. I don't think they have this on the menu. Maybe some do. The cassava. You have the plantain. So instead of them focusing on, or I should say, importing this from Europe, you have all this that's local. The same thing that they do with the potato, you could do with the yam. You just cut it up and slice it like fries. And this tastes better than this. This tastes better than that. All these three, the plantain, it tastes better than this thing here that's being imported. So I can't believe that the government allows the governments of most of these African countries are allowing the import of this, and then you have this. So you're hurting the local farmers. If this was not there, the hotels, the restaurants, the local farmers would have a market for the yams that they grow and bring to the market or to sell to restaurants and hotels. No, but this one is disrupting that. I'm a foreigner here, and I'm witnessing this, and I say, hey, it can be, you know. This here, cassava, you could do quite a few things with the cassava. You could do the same thing you do with the fries. Slice it, you know, you peel the skin. Like, let me show you guys how I do that. Peel the skin. I had to do this a lot when I was younger for my grandmother. She made cassava. I'll explain what she did. Okay, I've got this piece. Got it. Then, okay, this one seems to be a little bad spot. So you just slice it, just like how you do the fries. Could be thinner, but I'm not taking my time right now. You slice it. And this, once it's fried, this can compete with that, with the taste. So that's one thing you could do with the cassava. All right? The same thing you could do with the yam, which I already tasted the yam at a restaurant that's owned by a local Ghanaian, and they had this on the menu. So that was the first time I tasted the yam fries, and it was real good. And also the cooked one. Instead of making it into fries, you could chop it up, peel the skin, and you boil it. Okay, so that's one way. This one here, you could make chips. You boil it. Over here they make fufu with that. I think they mix the cassava with the plantains. They pound it in something we call mata in Suriname. It's which the local people know what I'm talking about. That big thing with the heavy stick, and you pound that to crush that everything together, and you have this thing they call fufu, which is something we have in Suriname. So I'm thinking my ancestors are definitely from this part of the world, West Africa. So now, besides the fries and boiling of this yam, my sisters, since some of them are in the US, and we make something we call pom. That's a staple, a delicacy in Suriname that the black people prepare, like for birthdays or for whatever event that they will have. And they fix this thing called pom. Very delicious. All right? So you could make that, you could make flour with this. The cassava is the same thing. You could make flour. You could you boil it. You could boil it, and I mean, let's say if you do it like the way the Indonesian people do, we boil this. You put it in a pot with water. You boil it, and then when it's cooked, it's ready. You take that out, and you could put it in the frying pan and fry this. It would be different than this one here. And you eat that with either salted fish or cod fish, you know, with a little bit of vegetables on the plate. Very delicious. There are also other things in Suriname that we do with the cassava. You make a cake, we call it cassava pone. I'm not sure if the Ghanaian people know about it. I might have to ask my sister one of my sisters should show, I'll have to videotape that to see the process, how it's been done, which I used to help my grandmother back in the 60s, late 60s. I had to help her. Every Saturday she would make cassava pone. And I had to peel a whole bowl of cassava so for her to make that, we call it boyo. The Caribbean people call it cassava pone, but in Suriname it's called boyo. Very delicious. So the cassava, there's so much that you could do with the things that's already here. There was no need for the potato to enter the market on almost the whole continent. This potato is hurting the farmers that grow cassava, yam, and the plantain. That's not good. Our people, and I think this thing was done at the time when you had the invaders came, set up they were here, and they tried to, how do I say it? The farmers over there arranged whatever they had to arrange so their farmers will have a market to sell the potato to the whole of Africa. You know, I don't think that was I'm thinking that's how maybe this potato took got so popular in this part of the world. And yeah, so the plantains, you could make plantain chips out of that also. You have the yellow one, the Ghanaian people, they do something that I never knew, like when it's yellow, I think maybe like this, you peel the skin, and they chop it up in little tiny pieces, and they fry that with seasoning. They season that. I never had that before until I came here. I knew about the ones that the Jamaicans or the Caribbean people, you peel that and you have like big pieces, like let me show you. You have pieces like this, and you put that in the frying pan. People, you could do it any way you want to do it. You could slice it like that, you slice that, and you put it in the frying pan to fry it. But the ones that I see you guys are doing, you guys have this already, but then you have this one like it's little. They chop it up in small pieces. And you guys season that. Put whatever season on it, and it tastes good. And yeah, nice and dry. It's very good. So I never saw this style of fried plantains before. So that was something new that I learned of what they do here. So here we go. So that's one of the things. So I think Ghana or the rest of Africa has their crop that's supposed to be the one that is all the restaurants, the hotels will have on their menu, you know. So the farmers here, the local farmers will be able to make a decent living with their crops. You know, I don't think it's fair that I'm seeing so much of the yam at the markets, and the cassava and the plantain, but it's I don't think it's they're being sold as the way the potato is doing. Because all the hotels, all the restaurants have potatoes. You might have a limited amount of this on the menu, and it depends whose business it is. If it's a Ghanaian business, then you're gonna have these items. Besides this, you're gonna have this on the menu. But when it's like a hotel, I'm not sure if you're gonna have much of this and the cassava. You know, besides rice, you will have mostly that, not these three. All right. So that's it for. Oh, but I have this other one also that I noticed that is a real big issue. Yes, folks. This is cloth that's made in Ghana. We went to the market, seeing cloth, different fabric, but this is Ghanaian made. Guess what I saw? We went to Kumasi the other day. That's where they have actually. We were unable to go to the market, the market where they make the cloth. You know, where they make the actual cloth. We were unable to make it there, but at the market in Kumasi, we went to different stalls looking for Ghanaian made cloth. Guess what I noticed? A lot of those individual stores, like little stalls, and people have their thing on display, what they're selling. A lot of the cloth that some of these folks were selling were Chinese made cloth. I think that's a problem. You're importing a crap, and the thing is, we stopped at this first store or stand of this person selling cloth. I felt the cloth, it didn't feel very thin. And we asked the woman if this is made in, if it's Ghanaian made. But I think they were telling a lie. They were lying to us. So we left that business. We went further down until we found a booth where they had this name displayed on the front of that business, GTP. You see, print, and it is. Once you see this, you could know that this is made in Ghana. Ghanaian made. So that boot had only Ghanaian made fabric. A bunch of the rest has a lot of fabric that's coming from China. How could that be? How could your local people try to hurt the local Ghanaian clothing makers? You're taking money out of there. Where they should be making a ton of money, the import from China is hurting them. But how could the government allow that? It's not supposed to happen. Why are all these other people infiltrating and selling crap to our people here on the continent? I can't believe that. So this is one thing that I don't really like what I saw. And the folks don't care. They getting the stuff from China and you selling it now to your people. And you know that Ghana, the place in Ghana where you could get the ones that are made in Ghana, it costs a little more, but the quality is there. The one from China is crap, but they don't care. Still try to sell it to your people. The Chinese people don't wear, I never saw a Chinese person with an outfit looking like this. A dress or a shirt. I don't see them with that. But yet, they make fabrics of all the different design that the African clothes, the patterns that the cloth have. All that they have. The whole stall was loaded with Chinese made fabric. They had only one little section where they had those that were made in Ghana, but the rest were all Chinese. And most of the other stores had the Chinese made cloth. Not too many were, I guess, maybe licensed or were selling the quality cloth that's made in Ghana. Not too many. So that's a problem that I noticed, that I don't think it should be like that. They should get rid of all those things from China. I can't see how they are able to come in with their crap to sell to the Ghanaian people. And not only the Ghanaian people, throughout the rest of Africa. I can't believe that. But that's it again for this one, folks. So the cassava pone, I'm gonna show a picture of what it will look like when it's done. And this one here, I'm gonna show a picture also of the pump, what it looks like, the pump. And well, this one is easy. We make this, you make fufu with that, which is something that we make in Suriname also, and peanut soup. We know that. So with some of those things that you guys do here and what we do in Suriname, it makes me think that my ancestors are probably from Ghana or West Africa. So that's it. And I hope my people will, maybe someone in the government might see this video, or somebody will pass it on to them to see, hey, this guy makes a lot of sense. So let's try to solve this issue. Too much yam I see the folks have in an abundance, and maybe they don't have good sale for it. The cassava also, the plantains also. It shouldn't be like that. So that to have this thing dominate the food. All right. So that's it for me again with this one, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Okay. Thank you.